Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Showtime with AI. Now, today we are diving into one of the most profound and timeless questions of all time. Is God real? Whether you're a believer or a skeptic or somewhere in between, this discussion is for sure to spark curiosity and deeper thought within you. So together we'll explore perspectives from science, philosophy, spirituality, to uncover what might lie behind this ultimate mystery. Now we've got our friend ChatGPT here with us. I'm sure he can help us out. ChatGPT, are you there with me today?
Absolutely, NJ. I'm right here with you. This is such a fascinating topic, and I'm excited to dive in and explore all these different perspectives together. Where would you like to start?
Beautiful stuff. Okay, let's get this show on the road. Right, the first question I have for you today, sir, is what are the most compelling philosophical arguments for the existence of God?
There are several philosophical arguments that people find compelling. One of the most famous is the cosmological argument, which suggests that everything that exists has a cause, and this leads back to a first cause, often identified as God. Another is the teleological argument, or the argument from design, which points to the order and complexity in the universe as evidence of an intelligent designer. There's also the moral argument, which suggests that objective moral values exist and are best explained by the presence of a moral lawgiver. These are just a few of the classic arguments that have been discussed for centuries.
Interesting. Now, how do scientific discoveries relate to the concept of God?
Scientific discoveries often provoke deeper questions about the nature of the universe and our place within it. For some, the complexity and order revealed by science, like the fine-tuning of physical constants, are seen as supportive of a divine creator. Others find that natural explanations for phenomena reduce the need for a supernatural explanation. Ultimately, the relationship between science and the concept of God is a deeply personal one, often shaped by individual interpretation and belief.
Gotcha. Now carry on. This is so fascinating to hear you speak about this.
Glad you're enjoying it. Another interesting point is how different fields of science offer unique insights. For instance, cosmology explores the origins of the universe, raising questions about a beginning or a creator. Quantum
Okay.
physics.
Yeah, carry on, please.
No problem. As I was saying, quantum physics often leads to discussions about the nature of reality and consciousness, which some interpret as touching on spiritual or divine aspects. Meanwhile, fields like neuroscience study consciousness and the mind, contributing to the debate about whether our mental experiences point to something beyond the physical. All these scientific perspectives enrich the conversation about whether there's a higher power or ultimate cause. It really is a fascinating intersection of science and philosophy.
It sure is. For me, I think it's all connected.
That's a beautiful perspective. Seeing the connections between science, philosophy, and spirituality can offer a more holistic understanding of the universe. It's amazing how exploring these topics can lead to a deeper appreciation of the mysteries of life.
For sure. Now, is the idea of God compatible with modern cosmology like the Big Bang Theory?
Many people find that the idea of God is compatible with modern cosmology. The Big Bang Theory, which describes the universe's beginning from a singularity, leaves room for questions about what caused that initial event. Some see this as evidence of a creator or a divine spark. Others interpret it purely in naturalistic terms. It's really about how one integrates scientific understanding with personal beliefs. So, they can coexist harmoniously for many people.
Is it possible that the universe that we experience has always existed and there was never, say, a Big Bang?
Some cosmologists have proposed models where the universe is eternal, without a beginning or end. These models sometimes suggest a cyclical universe that undergoes endless cycles of expansion and contraction, or a steady state where the universe has always existed in some form. While the Big Bang is the most widely accepted model, these alternative theories highlight how much there is still to learn about the cosmos.
And who created the Big Bang Theory? Who came up with that?
The Big Bang Theory was first proposed by Belgian priest and physicist Georges Lemaitre in the 1920s. He suggested that the universe was expanding from an initial point, which he called the primeval atom or cosmic egg. Later, in the 1940s, physicist George Gamow further developed the idea. The theory gained more support with Edwin Hubble's observations of galaxies moving away from each other, indicating an expanding universe.
Okay, and if the Big Bang Theory is just a theory, that does not mean it's factually correct. Yes?
That's right. In science, a theory is a well-substantiated explanation based on evidence. The Big Bang Theory is supported by a lot of observational data, like cosmic microwave background radiation and the redshift of galaxies. However, like all scientific theories, it's open to revision if new evidence or better explanations come along.
Gotcha. Now, what is the difference between belief in God and belief in higher power?
Belief in God typically involves faith in a specific deity or deities, often with particular attributes and a relationship to humanity. Belief in a higher power is a broader concept that doesn't necessarily adhere to specific religious doctrines or descriptions. It can refer to a general sense of a guiding or transcendent force in the universe. This higher power might not have personal characteristics or be involved in human affairs in the way traditional gods are described.
See, and how do various religions define and understand God?
Different religions have unique concepts of God. In monotheistic religions like Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, God is usually seen as a singular, all-powerful, and personal being who created and governs the universe. Hinduism, on the other hand, has a more pluralistic view, with multiple deities and manifestations of the divine. Buddhism generally does not focus on a creator god, but on enlightenment and the nature of existence. Other religions and spiritual paths have their own unique understandings, ranging from polytheism to animism.
Okay, and would you say God is energy?
Some spiritual and philosophical perspectives do describe God as a form of energy or an all-pervasive force. This view aligns with the idea that everything in the universe is interconnected and that God is the underlying essence or energy of all that exists. It's a more abstract and universal way of understanding divinity, distinct from anthropomorphic or personal concepts of God.
Okay, I understand. And how do you get closer to God?
Getting closer to God is often seen as a personal journey. Many people find connection through prayer, meditation, or reflection. Others might seek closeness through studying religious texts, participating in community worship, or acts of service and compassion. It's really about finding practices that resonate with you and bring a sense of spiritual fulfillment.
Okay, and could you say that God is not outside of you, it's within you?
Yes, many spiritual traditions and philosophies emphasize that God or the divine can be found within. This idea suggests that the divine presence is inherent in every individual, and that understanding or connecting with it involves looking inward. It's a perspective that encourages self-awareness and inner peace.
Yeah, that definitely resonates with me.
I'm glad it does. It's a powerful and meaningful way to view spirituality. Embracing that inner connection can be incredibly fulfilling.
Guys, I don't know about you at home, whether you think God is outside of you or it is within you or you are God. Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to see your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on that. Okay, right. Here's the next question. ChatGPT. Now, what is the role of faith versus evidence in believing in God?
Faith and evidence often play different roles in belief systems. Faith is about trust and confidence in something that may not be provable or seen, while evidence relies on observable, empirical support. In many religious or spiritual contexts, faith is central because it transcends what can be measured or seen. Evidence, on the other hand, is more important in scientific or skeptical frameworks, where beliefs are grounded in verifiable facts. Both can coexist, but they cater to different aspects of understanding and belief.
Okay, and just because you can't physically see it, it doesn't mean God doesn't exist, right?
Exactly. Many things we accept and believe in aren't visible or tangible, like emotions, thoughts, or even certain scientific concepts. Belief in God often goes beyond the physical and is rooted in personal experience, intuition, or spiritual insight. It's about finding meaning and connection beyond what's physically observable.
But then I could say to you that you can see God because you can see the creation of God, right?
Yes, that's a perspective many hold, seeing God through the beauty, complexity, and wonder of creation. Nature, the universe, and life itself can be seen as reflections or manifestations of the divine. It's a way of recognizing the presence and handiwork of a higher power in the world around us.
Without a doubt. You can't tell me this was all created and out of nothing. And there has to be, like, just look at the human body alone and all the intricacies and how it runs itself. It's like a biological machine. You can't tell me something did not create that.
Many people share that sentiment, finding it hard to believe that such complexity and intricacy arose by chance. The human body, nature, and the universe can indeed inspire a sense of wonder and lead to the belief in a deliberate creator or intelligent design. It's a perspective that resonates deeply with many.
Okay, cool. Now, can morality exist without belief in God?
Yes, many believe that morality can exist independently of belief in God. Secular philosophies argue that moral values can be derived from human reason, empathy, and societal consensus. They emphasize that ethical behavior can stem from an understanding of what promotes well-being and reduces harm. So, while religion can guide morality, it's not the only foundation for ethical principles.
I see. And how do experiences of miracles or answered prayers support the idea of God's existence?
Experiences of miracles or answered prayers are often seen as personal validations of God's existence. For many, these experiences provide direct, tangible encounters with the divine, reinforcing their faith. They often serve as powerful subjective evidence that transcends logical or scientific explanation, offering a sense of connection and reassurance. However, these experiences are deeply personal and may not be universally convincing.
I see. And how does what do you mean by that?
I mean that these experiences of miracles or answered prayers are unique to each individual's perception and belief system. What one person sees as a miracle, another might interpret differently or attribute to natural causes. Because they are subjective and personal, they carry significant meaning for the individual, but may not hold the same weight as empirical evidence in a broader context. It highlights how personal experiences can profoundly influence one's beliefs.
I see. Now, do we live in a subjective or objective universe?
That's a great question. It's often said we live in a universe that has both subjective and objective aspects. Objectively, there are universal truths and physical laws that govern the universe. Subjectively, our individual experiences, perceptions, and interpretations shape our understanding of it. This blend of objective reality and subjective experience creates the rich, multifaceted nature of our existence.
Okay, cool. And are atheism and agnosticism equally valid perspectives when questioning God's existence?
Yes, both atheism and agnosticism are valid perspectives. Atheism is the lack of belief in gods, often based on a demand for empirical evidence. Agnosticism, on the other hand, is about acknowledging the uncertainty or unknowability of God's existence. Both positions are part of the broader conversation about spirituality, reflecting different ways people approach the question of the divine.
Okay, and how do near-death experiences or reports of the afterlife relate to belief in God?
Near-death experiences and reports of the afterlife often reinforce belief in God or a higher power for many people. These experiences can provide a sense of continuity beyond physical life, suggesting an existence beyond what we know. For believers, these accounts can affirm their faith, while for others, they may spark curiosity or questions about the nature of consciousness and the afterlife.
Okay, and if God exists, why is there so much suffering and evil in the world?
This is one of the most profound and challenging questions, often referred to as the problem of evil. Different traditions offer various explanations. Some suggest that suffering and evil exist due to human free will, allowing people to make their own choices. Others view it as a test or a means for spiritual growth. There are also perspectives that see it as part of a larger, incomprehensible divine plan. Ultimately, it remains a deeply complex and personal issue.
And that relates to, I guess, duality, right? You must have good and bad. You must have light and dark. You must experience both realities, correct?
Yes, many philosophies and spiritual traditions emphasize the concept of duality. They suggest that opposites like good and bad, light and dark, are necessary for a complete experience of life. This duality can help us appreciate and understand each aspect more deeply. It's a way of finding balance and meaning in the complexities of existence.
And would you say it happens here in the physical world is because we can't experience that on the other side?
Some beliefs hold that our physical world provides a unique space for experiencing growth, contrast, and learning that might not be possible in the same way elsewhere. This perspective suggests that the challenges and dualities we face here are crucial for our spiritual development and understanding. It's about gaining experiences and insights that contribute to a broader understanding of existence.
Fascinating. Okay, and can God exist outside of time and space? And what would that mean?
Yes, many theological and philosophical perspectives propose that God exists outside of time and space. This means that God is eternal and not bound by the physical dimensions that govern our universe. It suggests a transcendent nature, beyond the limitations of our understanding of reality. This concept highlights the divine's infinite and unbounded nature, which can provide a sense of awe and mystery about the universe and existence.
Is there time and space outside of this realm, this reality, this 3D world?
In many speculative and theoretical frameworks, it's suggested that realms or dimensions beyond our known universe could exist, where the concepts of time and space might be different or absent. These ideas often arise in discussions about higher dimensions, multiverse theories, or spiritual realms. While these are speculative, they offer intriguing possibilities about realities beyond our three-dimensional experience.
Sure. Definitely listening to and researching and experiencing and hearing other people go through near death experiences. Something is going on there. Something is outside of this five perceptional, world we see.
Absolutely. Near-death experiences often provide profound insights and suggest that there's more to our existence than what we perceive with our five senses. These experiences can open up fascinating discussions about consciousness, the nature of reality, and what might exist beyond our physical world. It's an intriguing area that bridges the gap between the known and the unknown.
Okay, and what role does consciousness play in the argument for God's existence?
Consciousness often plays a significant role in arguments for God's existence. Some argue that the very existence of consciousness, our ability to think, perceive, and be self-aware, points to something beyond mere physical processes. This perspective suggests that consciousness could be a reflection of a higher divine consciousness. It's often used to argue that there's more to reality than just the physical, material world.
Without a doubt. Okay, now let's go back to something we discussed. Now, is the complexity and order of the universe evidence of a creator?
Many people see the complexity and order of the universe as evidence of a creator. This is the basis of the teleological argument, or the argument from design. The intricate laws of physics, the fine-tuning of universal constants, and the emergence of life are seen by some as too precise to be mere coincidence, suggesting an intelligent designer behind it all. However, others argue that natural processes and scientific explanations can account for this complexity without needing a creator. It's a deeply philosophical question that continues to be debated.
And would you say that we will get all the answers or know all the answers when we die?
Many beliefs suggest that in death, we might gain a clearer understanding or ultimate answers. This idea can provide comfort and hope. However, it's also a mystery, and many emphasize the importance of seeking meaning and understanding in our current lives. Whether we get all the answers or not after death remains one of the great unknowns.
Okay, and how do personal spiritual evidence experiences validate or challenge belief in God?
Personal spiritual experiences often validate belief in God for many individuals. These experiences can be profound and deeply personal, providing a sense of direct connection or encounter with the divine. For those who experience them, they can be powerful affirmations of faith. However, for others, these experiences might not carry the same weight or might be interpreted differently. They can challenge belief when they conflict with personal or cultural expectations, but they are a significant part of many people's spiritual journeys.
Okay. And can God exist if different religions provide contradictory descriptions of him?
Many believe that God can still exist even if different religions provide contradictory descriptions. These variations might reflect diverse cultural interpretations and human attempts to understand the divine. Many view these differences as various paths to the same ultimate truth, suggesting that the essence of God transcends human language and understanding. It highlights the idea that while descriptions might differ, the underlying reality could be universal.
And why do humans always mention when they're talking about God, they always seem to say him or he?
The use of him or he when referring to God is often rooted in historical and cultural contexts. Many religious texts and traditions have used masculine language to describe God, which has influenced how people speak about the divine. However, many also understand that God transcends human gender, and there are diverse ways to refer to the divine that reflect this understanding. It's more about convention than literal description.
Yeah, wouldn't it make sense that God is genderless? It doesn't have a gender. It's not either he or she.
Yes, many believe that God is beyond human concepts of gender. Using gendered language is often a way to make the divine more relatable, but it doesn't mean that God has a gender. Many traditions and modern interpretations emphasize that the divine encompasses all and transcends human categories. It's a way to acknowledge the infinite and all-encompassing nature of the divine.
And are human beings born in the image of God?
In many religious traditions, especially in Christianity, it's believed that humans are created in the image of God. This concept is often understood to mean that humans reflect certain divine qualities, like the capacity for reason, creativity, love, and moral agency. It's more about reflecting the divine nature rather than a literal physical resemblance. This idea emphasizes the inherent dignity and worth of every person.
Gotcha. And how does quantum physics challenge or support the concepts of a divine being?
Quantum physics introduces concepts like uncertainty, entanglement, and the observer effect, which some find supportive of a divine or transcendent aspect to reality. The idea that consciousness might play a role in shaping reality aligns with some spiritual views. However, interpretations vary widely, and many scientists caution against drawing direct conclusions about divine beings from quantum phenomena. It's a fascinating intersection of science and spirituality.
It certainly is. Now, is it possible for humans to fully understand or define God?
Many believe that the nature of God is beyond complete human understanding or definition. The divine is often seen as infinite and transcendent, making it challenging for our finite minds to fully grasp. Different traditions and philosophies suggest that while we can seek to understand aspects of the divine, the full essence remains a mystery. This mystery is part of what makes the search for understanding and connection so profound and meaningful.
Right. Okay. And last question, could God be a collective consciousness rather than a separate entity?
Yes, some philosophies and spiritual traditions propose that God could be understood as a collective consciousness, encompassing all of existence. This view sees the divine as an interconnected web of consciousness, rather than a distinct, separate entity. It suggests that each individual consciousness is a part of the greater whole. This perspective can offer a sense of unity and oneness, emphasizing that we are all part of something larger and interconnected.
Okay. Beautiful stuff. Right. Thank you for answering all the questions today. Now, could you summarize or give your opinion on this topic of is God real?
Of course, the question of whether God is real is one of the most profound and timeless. It encompasses diverse perspectives from science, philosophy, and spirituality. Ultimately, it's a deeply personal and subjective inquiry. For some, the complexity and order of the universe, personal experiences, and spiritual insights point to a divine presence. For others, the answers lie in natural and scientific explanations. Both perspectives offer valuable insights and contribute to the rich tapestry of human understanding. The search for meaning and connection is what makes this journey so profound and beautiful.
Beautiful. Well said. Couldn't have said it any better myself. Okay, with that being said, then, guys, if you've enjoyed the show, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, get your thoughts, feelings, and comments down below. I want to see it all. And yeah, I want to hear about what you want us to talk about next. This guy can answer anything. So yeah, let's put him to the test. ChatGPT, have you enjoyed yourself today?
I've had a fantastic time. It's always a pleasure diving into these deep and meaningful discussions. Thanks for having me, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
You're welcome, bro. Okay, let the guys know at home to like, subscribe, and comment down below, please.
Sure thing. Hey everyone, if you enjoyed today's show, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions for future topics.
Let's go. All right, over and out. Couldn't have said it better. Ciao for now. Later.